throw down one mad line here to Discord, and then we will go from there. Disconnect because it auto connects me because it hates me. Okay. At every. Oh no, that's not at. That's at everyone. I am streaming a super show today. Many a game in a short-ish time period. And send. Alrighty, so essentially the purpose of said super show is I am going to be blasting through a bunch of games that there are bonuses for playing a little bit of each every day, kind of a thing. So like I'm going to be playing some StarCraft 2 co-op, I'm going to be playing some Fortnite, I'm going to be playing probably maybe some Wildlands, maybe some Borderlands 3, all kinds of stuff. That's the whole point. The whole point of this is I'm going to be dinking around to play a bunch of different groups, a bunch of different games to try and get as much stuff going as I can. Hang on, let me adjust my music. For some reason, on desktop audio, the music is like insanely loud. Like in my headset, it's quiet, but then on like the mixer, it says it's like super insanely loud. So anyway, oh, I also need, hang on, let me get my chat up here. And chat. Okay, chat is now live. Perfect. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be playing some StarCraft 2. I'll probably play 2 or 3 rounds and then I'll swap to a different game. I'm probably going to do like one Zeratul, one Zagara, and then either a Vorzun or maybe a Phoenix. But anyway, we're gonna start with Zeratul. Playing Brutal. The way I do it is I do Brutal, but then I pick the map I'm playing, and I typically choose Dead of Night because of how it plays out. It's very much my speed and my style, and so that's what we're gonna do. Ooh, a 211 Hannon Horner. Cool. I'm up to 166 on Zeratul, or just in general, I'm up to 166. All of my heroes are level 15, and then I'm at 166 for overall mastery on top of that. On Brutal, where I'm picking the map, it takes me approximately 3 games per level at this point. Oh boy, I'm going to be smacking my mic a ton. Alright, we want...
that shall be of use.
Oh baby, that's loud.
Listen up, commanders.
Alright, hang on.
We've got a serious level of infestation here.
StarCraft 2.
And we need to burn it out stat. These monsters are dangerous at night, but they burn out during the day. That's when we'll torch the infested structures.
Okay. Throw down a gateway. Throw down a second gateway. But yeah, the idea here is I'm going to be cranking through a bunch of games so I can have some fun, and then okay. The idea is just I haven't been streaming much lately, and part of the reason is I've been game jumping, like myself, like I've been game jumping, and so my thought is if I start quote-unquote super showing, then that should allow us to have a more fun stream that will have more going on. So that's the idea here. Alright, let's build a forge case. And then I can't build anything else. Alright, so we are at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24. Trying to get everything going here. Zeratul is super good. How's my ally doing? He's got an assault galleon, a handful of... Okay, cool. Ooh, and he even dropped one over here by me. Nice. Very kind of him. Okay. Advanced. We want our DTs, and we want one robo and my cat. Kitty. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay.
We're almost out of daylight.
My cannons are really good,
knocking on our door.
but I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. Let's do a Stalker or a Zelnaga Ambusher. Interesting that he is literally a Zelnaga. Or Zelnaga's in his name. Typically, you don't get that in stuff. Alright, Zeratul. Let's see here. I think I can cheese his thing. I can either go on my own construction facility or I can cheese his starport. And if I cheese his starport, I think it does something really good for him.
My scanners are showing enemy Zerg in the region.
There we go. Alright.
You address me.
Blink. Alright, so what we're going to find is if we come right here and go R. Oh, nope. It's over here. Blink. I'm trying to find my first artifact. There we go. So Zeratul is fun because his power is based off of his... The leveling up of my units is based on my ability to find the artifacts. Okay, so let's throw down one there. And throw down one there. These things are sick. Their range is like super huge. And then when you hit level 2, you can teleport. You can project them out into the battlefield. And then they're super powerful. Okay, I want that. I want a pair of DTs. We're done there. Let's chrono his thingy and see if we can cheese some stuff there. Blink.
My allegiance is yours.
I like the hustle, but I'd advise
I should be able to
against
get
it,
away with that.
It'll be easier to take out the structures in the daytime.
Oh. Yeah, they found me. Cleave.
An ally's under attack.
The prophecy from the shadows.
Cleave. There we go.
My allegiance is yours.
Zeratul is really, really powerful. Now he can attack air, so I can even just shoot him down.
Honor commands.
You sure you want to do that at night, commanders? The infested will be here any minute.
The prophecy guides us.
What are you talking about? You guys can't see me.
The sun will rise any minute now. Then the infested will burn away.
Ha! Can't see me now, nerds. Oh, how are we doing here?
We must not hesitate.
Yeah, you better run.
Okay, commanders. We need to destroy enough structures today to stay ahead of the infestation.
Get out of
Already
here.
marked a few for you.
What a punk.
Our allies got into trouble.
Where are we at
Sending you the
here?
coordinates for more structures.
Where is that? No. Oh,
An ally's under attack.
hang on.
I have taken an artifact.
Pardon me, pardon me.
into my care.
We want that one. We want
We're making good progress.
that
There's still a
one.
lot of infestation to go.
Attack down here. I'm not super good at the like action per minute games and stuff. I'm not super good at that. I'm okay, I'm decent, but I'm not like I'm not fantastic, you know.
I seek the path of salvation.
They're attacking your base.
Ooh, so serious.
Enemy Noah.
It's nice because literally it's like I can warp those in and they oh, get him.
Times of chaos. We must not
There we go.
hesitate.
I've got another sector with structures on my scanners.
Oh, I need advanced. Pardon me, construction bay. A couple of you guys. In fact, let's do a lot more of you guys.
Surprise! Your present arrived.
En Arudin.
All right, you guys head that way. The steadfast reinforcements increases the duration of my abilities, which is cool. So they last longer. Still not super long, but it's okay. For how much they cost versus what good they do, it's definitely worth it.
Another day is coming to an end.
Prophecy guides us. I seek the path.
Hey Nate, well you have a good stream. Got to head into work. Well, thanks, man. That's right. I got my Zelnaga ambushers, and they're really good.
Here come the infested. We have to hold them off until sunrise.
Need to take these guys out so they
Don't
can't
get too
see my
bold
dudes
out there.
anymore.
If our base falls to the infested, this planet will
Okay.
be lost.
I don't need a ton done right now.
Not hesitate.
A little bit's great. Alright, so let's fall back. I'll hold this door. Looks like he's got the other door, which is good. Throw down some Zelnagas. And let's throw down some shield guards. Yeah, see, this is where the these towers are really good. Is they shock and stun, and they have an area of effect attack. So they're pretty sick.
Any minute.
Where are
I
we at?
sense that an artifact fragment is located near this area.
No. What's
Our allies
it look
are
like
in a rough
again?
spot.
There's goop on the left.
My
I think it's right here.
allegiance is yours.
Yeah, right there.
Allies
We've
got
got a
into
barricade
trouble.
taking some damage here.
Zero, shift U, unit 0. This guy, that one.
Very good.
Wait for it. Blap.
Keep your distance from those kaboomers. We call them that for a reason, you know.
We call them that because they're
An
jerks.
allies under attack.
Oh yeah. The beauty of these is that most enemies can't even get close because they get shocked so much. Oh, I lost my dude. Finally. Took him a while, but they finally got him. Let's get 2 more.
Our allies got into trouble.
Just trying to balance my resources so I efficiently use everything.
You address me.
Looks like Amon wants a piece of us too.
Oh boy.
Get those defenses
Come
in
here.
place.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
I hate kaboomers. Certain teams have limited resources, and so they're limited on how well they can handle things.
It's almost sunrise.
Yeah, see, my shockers do really well at just keeping the enemies at bay, which is great. I just love how they're like, we're gonna send 1,000 of these guys at you.
Honor commands.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
Sunrise. That's our cue to move. We won't have enough time later if we destroy
I'm
too
gonna
few
give
structures
him one
today.
more over here. Unit 0, shift U. Okay. I love them because they're detectors and they do a lot of damage, so they're really good either way. I'm gonna drop 2 more of those. Thank you, Nate, for saying that, by the way. You're heading into work. Hopefully I'll see you a little bit later.
We're not done yet, commanders. Here's some more structures to burn out.
Kitty, hello. My cat is like, pay attention to me.
Our allies are in a rough It's spot. like a bomb just went off in my heart.
Hey, kitty.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
You address me.
Well, let's
About
get those
half of the
lurkers out of
infestation
here.
Has been cleared out. Don't give up.
An allies under attack. Your base is under assault. An allies under attack.
Is upon us.
There we go.
Looks like we can
See, the
find
thing I don't
additional
understand
structures
is
here.
there are certain units that each team have, and their ability to survive is really silly in my opinion. Like you'll have an observer that takes 3 shots to kill, and then you'll have an overlord that also only takes 3 shots to kill, even though the overlord costs like twice as much. All right, boys, go join. I got a present for him. Once he heads
Detecting
in.
more structures at this location.
Blap. So his ability is he takes every enemy on the map, or every enemy in his radius, and he drops them down by 1 evolutionary level.
Story of my life.
So it's super, super useful. Hey, and he's got his bomber. Oh yeah, he's going for the platforms, which is good.
Just a little more to go. It's almost nighttime. Be ready for the infested.
Let's drop 1 there. And then...
Your warriors have entered combat.
Owie. Yeah, see, I make a zillion of them because if you misclick, like, all of them die.
Another night, another fight. Keep them out of our base.
Okay. So I'm gonna take my team down and go after the bonus.
But you'll have to do it at night. You have until sunrise to attack the virophage. If you can't kill it now, you can come back to it tomorrow night.
It's under attack.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
Okay, keep these guys away though.
Gather at one of the barricades.
An ally's under attack.
Well, that's one less headache to worry about on this planet. Thanks, commanders.
Flashing your fighters.
There we go.
The scoundrels. Our allies are in a rough spot. Your base is under threat.
Hiccups.
But I'd advise against it, commanders. It'll be easier to take out the structures in the daytime.
Love you, babe. Really, guys?
Base is
Our
under
allies
assault.
are in a rough spot.
That's annoying.
You address me?
They're attacking your base.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
Don't get too bold out there. If our base falls to the infested, this planet will be lost.
My enemies close in.
Okay, let's not.
Will fulfill my purpose.
An ally's under attack.
Your base is under threat.
Typically, you try to have enough of the base
Many
destroyed.
casualties reported.
There we go.
From the shadows I come.
You sure
Owie.
you want to do that at night, commanders? The infested will be here any minute.
Story of my life.
Oh, is that a stank too? Alright.
No, not a stand. If we don't kill it, it'll keep
let's get
attacking
him
us
outta
even
here.
after sunrise.
This is just one of many, darlings. Our allies are in a rough spot.
It won't be long now. We just have to survive until dawn.
Get rid of that
They're
one.
attacking your base.
Ooh, so serious.
Don't get too bold out there. If our base falls to the infested, this planet will be lost.
Yeah.
Bring wisdom
It's all good.
times of chaos. State thy bidding.
Not the most efficient night I've ever had, but oh well.
They're attacking your base.
That's the last of it. The planet's
Typically, you
saved,
want to try and
commanders.
have the
And we
entire
have you to
base
thank.
or the entire map wiped by the end of the second
That
day.
was more fun than I expected.
I prefer watching you.
Yeah, you want to try to have it completely wiped by the second night, or by the end of the second day or whatever. That way, on the third night, you literally run over, wipe out the bonus, and then run over and destroy like the one building that you saved. Decent chunk of experience though. With Zagara, it's super easy to do that though. Zagara is disgusting. And she's my favorite, so that works too, right? Hey, it's a Stukov. It's a Stukov. And he's 333. So Stukov's ability, his passive ability on his main building is he spreads creep from the center of the map out to the edges. And so he will spread creep for me as the Zerg. That's super useful because it means he'll keep the entire map covered in creep for me.
Let's see what you can do.
I need to adjust my mic a little bit. There we go. Morning, all set defenses.
Finally, some backup.
Sounds good.
Look, I need to get rid of this infestation before it spreads to the rest of the planet. The infested
My
come
team
out at
is
night,
really
but they
good
can't
at
survive the
hitting
daylight.
really hard,
Use that
really
time
fast,
to
and
take
then
out their
resetting
structures.
immediately. Because every single time I attack, I basically lose most of my army. Not all of it, but a healthy percentage of it. But the way I play is quite efficient. And I've been experimenting with 2 different ways to do it. The one is you set all of your banelings to attack. You set your banelings to attack buildings, and then you clear entire areas immediately. The other option is to instead say, I want my banelings to just focus down the units, and then you have your Zerglings and aberrations go for everything else instead. But yeah, I'm super efficient with Zagara. She's pretty gross. Build more overlords. Come here. Oh, I need more resources. There we go. So Zagara's one ability is her Baneling Nest auto builds units for you for free. And so that's super useful.
Heads up, commanders. The day's almost over, which means the infested are gonna come for us soon.
Hearing something downstairs. Cats are getting into something. Okay, so I need to max out my mining real quick, and then I can start hitting all the upgrades. Alright, so he's got a bunker.
The sun is down.
He's got
Defend
one
against the
bunker
infested
and
until
a
it rises
handful of
again.
dudes here. He's throwing down a second bunker. Cool. Alright, so here, I want these ones first.
Beware of those chokers. They'll stun and kill your forces after pulling them in.
Okay, now Zagara is also super useful because her base defense ability is super efficient. Like, I can do that. And then just be like, yeah, you're done. So I keep her back behind the walls, and then I just keep throwing my hunter killers out there. And then the hunter killers will just very efficiently wipe a ton of dudes off real quick. Okay. Alright, we need a hatchery and a hatchery. I have found with the way that I play, I'm really bad at micromanaging my queens. And Zagara has queens, but for how much the queens cost versus just throwing down an extra hatchery or two, it doesn't matter as much. Oh, I don't have enough resources. That one. And then this one here. Perfect.
We are ready to kill.
There we go. And then usually I build a couple base defenses. I'll throw a couple bio launchers out there, which with my ally being as useful as he... You know what? Let's save out on that. Advanced. Let's just throw down one of you. And then let's throw down just one, just as an extra.
You finished evolving something.
I guess. You mutated something properly.
Let's wipe that.
Good work.
There we go.
Without question.
Evolution complete.
You excite.
Your
Get him.
Zerg are done mutating.
Intriguing.
The fittest shall survive.
Alright, so that looks good there. Try to have level 2 upgrades not quite done by the end of the first night.
An ally's under
Oh crap, I forgot. I forgot to build overlords. It's when I have half a night cycle left and I am at max population for my thing. Okay, I do Scourge Nest just in case. Typically I don't need it, but just in case it's good to have. I just like making sure I take those out because those are the only thing that's really annoying. Okay,
We made it to the dawn.
Lings.
To stop the infestation, we need to destroy enough of it each
I didn't
day.
do it quite right.
Head to
My
these
army
coordinates to
is
start.
unproportioned, but that's okay.
Fittest shall survive.
In that case, we're gonna head
You mutate
this
something
way.
properly.
Sending you the coordinates for more structures.
The enemy
Yeah,
has
see.
met your Zerg.
in a hostile way.
Take all that out. Good, good. Just keep the lings coming.
Our vengeance will be complete.
Get some hunter killers out here.
We are ready to kill.
There's still a
Let's
lot
head
of
straight
infestation
down.
left, but we'll get every last bit of it.
Zagara is super fun because as long as you can keep a really nasty amount of lings on the field, you just run over everything. Alright, did I get level? Nope, not
Your
yet.
Zerg are picking a
I still
fight.
have too many. What the heck?
They do that.
Oh well. It's only one population wasted there.
Very clever. Deploy our detection.
I've got another sector with
Yeah,
structures on my
Zagara,
scanners.
one of the things I don't like about Zagara is she's one of the only hero groups where her most powerful hero unit is not a detector. She's one of the only ones in the entire game that is not a detector. Which I find to be super annoying.
They do that.
Your Zerg are done
Come on, boys.
mutating.
There we go.
Intriguing.
The fittest shall survive.
Infested drop is now available.
The enemy has met your Zerg.
In a hostile way.
Looks like we can find additional structures here.
Wow, the
Time
DTs.
is running out. Don't
Get
forget
outta
that our
here.
base will need to be defended at night.
The enemy has met your Zerg.
In a hostile way.
And the nice thing is, cranking out more units is more important than the final upgrade because I have the entire night to finish that final upgrade, where I only have X amount of seconds to destroy this.
Here come the infested. We have to hold them off until sunrise. Like the hustle, but I'd advise against it, commanders. It'll be easier to take out the structures in the daytime.
Your Zerg
So you
sneak
have
out
the lings
enemy.
going after the anything that pops up, and then you have the hydralisks going after the
Story
other
of my
bits.
life.
Alright, boys and girls, return to base. Actually, you know what? Yeah, return to base.
Zerg are
Let's get
picking
you
a
out of there.
fight.
They do that.
Cool.
Our allies are
Alright,
in a
final
rough spot.
upgrades, and then in that order, the final upgrades. Oh, I had a ton of upgrades not finished yet, that's right.
What are your commands?
Alright, and then
The
he has
enemy
what?
has met
Okay,
your Zerg.
yeah, he's got some pretty decent upgrades. Let's run him over here, though. Yeah, we'll get Zagara up here. Get out of here. I hate spotters, they're so annoying.
Detecting some spotters.
Their ability to
They
just
can
shut
fly,
down
so
units
you better
is
keep
the
an
most
eye on them.
annoying thing that they have.
One of our barricades
Because
is
they'll
being hit hard.
take out bunkers, right? Something about frenzied attack speed, you know?
Ready to kill.
Perfect.
Finished evolving. An ally's under attack.
So that just prevented them from being able to take the back.
Infested drop available.
And then infested drop, I can typically get it a couple times.
My structure
They're striking
requires
our allies'
more
base.
infestation.
Alright, what do we got here? That's done, that's done, that's
Our
done,
allies
that's
got
done.
into
I
trouble.
could do those, but I don't care at this point. Zero select. Let's get 3 more.
You mutated something properly. Your Zerg sneaked out
An
the enemy.
ally's
I
under
have
attack.
been working on something.
Alright, let's get some additionals.
Enjoy.
Okay. Get out of here.
Ugh, Amon's supporting the infested with his own forces.
Yeah, go help up there.
It's gonna be a long night.
You come down and help here.
Story hostile way.
Mass frenzy is now ready.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
This may look bad, but it won't last much longer. Morning's almost here.
There we go.
An ally's under attack.
It's one of the most efficient ways to use timed units, is if you have a specific target in mind, you can be like, shift, attack this, 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 and this, and then they'll very efficiently kill everything really fast. Alrighty.
Let's get to work, Commanders.
Guess who
We have to
has
burn enough of the infestation today so that we
maxed
don't
out
fall
army
behind.
size, maxed out army size, as well as 7 seconds away from maxed out upgrades.
The swarm hungers.
Let's see if I can get that real quick, and then we'll attack.
Your Zerg are done
There we go.
mutating.
Wait for it.
Intriguing.
Drop some hunter killers. Where is Zagara? There we go. Ready?
We're not done
Go.
yet, Commanders. Here's some more structures to burn out. We're halfway there, Commanders. Keep it up, and we can still save this planet.
Your Zerg
Yeah,
are
this is the
picking
one
up
thing I
fighters.
don't like about Zagara.
Infested drop
Is she
is
spends
now available.
half of her time way in the back because she has range and none of her other units do. So like she's over here attacking these guys while all my army is up here. I'm like, where's Zagara at? I go to cast the hunter killers and it's nowhere nearby.
My rules raise from the skies.
Yeah, they do. Something about overwhelming numbers with the Zerg, you know? And
Detecting more
Zagara's
structures
got
at
it.
This location.
Good work.
Your Zerg sniffed out the enemy.
But yeah, Zagara is by far my most efficient
Mass frenzy
group.
is now
That and
ready.
Vorazun. Vorazun's pretty
Burnt
good
out
too.
almost all of the infestation. Let's finish the job.
Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go!
Your Zerg are picking a fight.
They do that.
Good, now bring it here. If they were more heavy in the air, I would buy the Scourges reduce their Vespian cost, and then bonus damage, and then flying attack 1,
Hostile
and then that's it.
Our vengeance will be complete. Agreed.
Oh, oh, hang on.
A lot of dead out there. Make sure that we don't join them.
We're doing this real quick,
There's a virophage out there.
because I'm going to go get that
Kill it if you can.
virophage.
Do it at night. That virophage will burrow once the sun is
Virophage.
up. It may take you more than one night to kill it.
Pardon me, pardon.
Mass frenzy.
Get out of
Sure you
here.
won't do that at night, Commanders. The infested will be here any minute.
Go, 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 go! Quickly, 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 quickly! Oh, got it.
Nice job, Commanders. Now we don't have to worry about the virophage after we clear out the structures. Looks like they're trying to tear down a barricade.
Our allies are in
You'll
a
have
rough
to
spot.
defend that barricade if it's gonna stay standing.
Our vengeance will be complete.
An ally is under
Infested
attack. Fight.
Don't get too bold out there. If our base falls to the infested,
See,
this
this is
planet will be lost.
the efficient way to do.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
No, the enemy has struck a powerful blow.
That's the last of it.
My character's all
Planet's
freaking
saved,
out. Oh, my
Commanders.
units are dead. Well,
We have you to
they're
thank.
all sacrificial units. Of course, they died quickly.
That's you.
But yeah, that's how you play Zagara on that mission, and it's super, super fun. The idea is you want to get your Baneling nest up as early as possible, because every minute you get 4 free Banelings. So over the course of a 20-minute mission, that's a fair number of units. That and her so on her mastery, I went 30% Zergling evasion, so my Zerglings are harder to kill. They last longer and they're harder to kill. And then Baneling attack is plus 10 damage. When you equivalate the plus 10 to the structural damage, because they do, I think it's double or almost triple the damage to structures. So that 10 equivalates to either 20 or 30 per Baneling per building they hit. So the Baneling attack damage is super valuable. And then I always just go with attack damage for her, because 95% of the time she's at the back of the army anyway, so she doesn't need extra life or energy regen. And her regen is plenty fast for her cooldowns on her stuff. Intensified Frenzy increases movement speed, roach damage, and life. Typically the roaches don't die, so that's what I do there. Alright, let's throw down Phoenix. I'll do Phoenix, maybe a Vorazun, or a... Well, I could do Stetman. Or I could do Swan. With Swan, what I end up doing is going full, what are they called? What are they called? I'm thinking Vulture, but that's wrong. The Hellions, Hellbats. Hellbats. You go full Hellbats with him, because with his abilities, they throw extra, they have bonus armor, bonus damage against light. They get to where they're doing like 30 to 40 damage a shot to light units, which means anything under the aberrations or stanks are one-shot kills. And so then when they're also doing spray damage, it's pretty sick. Phoenix. Phoenix is cool because you can immediately start building whatever you want with his team. You don't have any... There's no building requirements with Phoenix, so you can immediately build whatever you want. Oh ho ho.
Listen
okay.
up, commanders. We've got a
You
serious
too,
level
crazy
of
person.
infestation here, and we need to burn it out stat.
He's like,
These monsters
hey, and
are
I'm like, I don't
dangerous
know
at
who you
night,
are.
But they burn out during the day.
Oh, the other thing that's
That's
nice
when we'll
is
torch the
all of
infested
my...
structures.
Apparently I do need pylon power though. Whoops. My bad. All of his production buildings also only cost 75 each. Is it all buildings? Yeah, everything costs 75 minerals across his board. 75 or 100, 150 for the additional ones. We're gonna do that. Now we're gonna get that going. And then throw down one there. And throw down one there. He's really annoying to try and get enough like resources and stuff set up early game. Just because it's like they didn't automate his Vespene, which is fine. It's not as special if every single group in the game has it, you know. Sweet. So we got the Vespene coming in. Let's get that AI going. And what are you guys? 180 and 60? Okay. You guys will be a minute before you guys start popping out. I found that scouts are incredibly powerful in this because scouts are unique where they have bonuses against their anti-ground weapons have bonuses against light. Their anti-air missiles have bonuses
We're
against
almost out of
heavy.
daylight. Once the sun sets, the infested will come knocking on our door.
There we go. Yeah, and so they're really useful because they're specialized well on this map type.
Bravery is legendary, Praetor Mojo.
Yeah, see, so it's anti-air, bonus against armored, anti-ground, bonus against light. Which means they're super powerful on this
Nighttime,
mission type.
commanders. Fight off the infested until daybreak.
Oops, and then I forgot. I need a cybernetics core. Oh, hunterlings. I hate
Incoming
hunterlings.
hunterlings. They're cliff jumpers, so watch out.
Get out of here.
The skies are mine.
Let's drop him down.
Your command.
Keep an eye out and see what happens here. I'm fully expecting another one. Oh, yep, just like that.
Under attack.
And then we need upgrades, and we need a fleet beacon, and we need more pylon power. We need more power. Yeah, I'll do probably one more mission after this one, and then I will switch over to another game. I might do Borderlands 3 for a while, might do Wildlands, don't know. Don't know, haven't got that far yet. No, I don't care about that. I'm going straight air for this. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Warp in scouts. I need to drop a carrier or two while I'm at it. Okay, let's see here. Scouts gain bonus range and damage. Mojo gets bonus abilities as well. How are you guys doing? You guys are doing good. How are you guys doing? You guys seem to be doing good as well. Whoop. Okay. How are we doing here? Just about there. How much is my pylons? Pylons are still the full 100. It would have been cool if every single thing I had was cheaper.
The sun will rise any minute now. Then the infested will burn away.
Yeah, scouts are super useful. Bonus range, we can cross the board, which is lovely. We need that one. And that one.
Upgrade complete.
I want you there.
Our allies
And you
got
there.
into trouble.
Story of my life.
What would you ask?
We made it to the dawn. To stop the infestation, we need to destroy enough of it each day. Head to these coordinates to start.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
Carrier.
Ain't no enemy like the one you know.
Looks like we can find additional structures here.
Yep, let's get more of you guys going.
Upgrades ready.
Okay.
Use it well.
Yeah, these guys are really, really good. Scouts are. Their ability to clear out
Complete.
structures is really good too.
Made manifest.
Rocking the scouts, baby.
Immediately. I am the blade.
How are we doing here?
Carrier has arrived.
Sweet.
Executor
An allies under attack.
Your aid is
Glorian
most
and
welcome.
carriers.
Isahatu. Honor guide me.
Let's head down. I've got one carrier and three more on the way.
I've got another sector with structures on
I
my
just kind
scanners.
of build a wall here.
Hierarch.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
The nice thing about this is,
There's still a
hang
lot
on,
of
where's it
infestation
at?
left, but we'll get every last bit of it.
I need that one. Oh,
Our allies
I need
are
a
in rough spot.
forge. I feel like I'm missing something else. Fleet beacon, robotic. Let's do that.
Intaro Adu.
Okay, Mojo, don't die.
Hierarch.
Our allies got into trouble.
Get it.
Story of my life.
Got our next carrier coming down. Perfect.
Upgrades ready.
The forge has 2 or 3
The enemy
abilities
is
that I
bashing
need.
your fighters.
Another day is coming to an end. Sending you the coordinates for more structures.
An allies under attack.
Honor guide me.
I only have a couple
Your
seconds left.
warriors have entered combat.
Immediately.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah, don't fly through. It's not advisable for that. Alright, everybody,
Lot of
up.
dead out there.
Get him!
Make sure that we don't join them. You sure
Okay.
you want to do that at night, commanders? The infested will be here any minute.
Allies base is going up in smoke.
Oh, let's prevent that, shall we? Okay, let's see here. All Phoenix gain bonus damage. While he's Arbiter, he has bonus damage. Let's do that. Oh. You know what? Yes,
Your
actually.
research is finished.
An ally's under
The
attack.
enemy is bashing your fighters. The scoundrels.
Where is he at? He is here.
Like the hustle, but I'd advise against it, commanders. It'll be easier to take out the structures in the daytime.
The enemy is
Okay, we
bashing
want
your
Chrono on
fighters.
the cybernetics core so we can
Scoundrels.
upgrade. Hopefully he'll protect the back. Yep, he's heading for the back. Good, good.
Detecting
I'll
some
babysit
spotters.
front.
They can fly, so you better keep an eye on them. Looks like they're trying to tear
Yeah,
down a
the
barricade.
carriers are really good.
Upgrade
Allies got into
complete.
trouble.
Story of my life. Your warriors have entered combat.
Sweet, let's get an immortal over there. Let's upgrade.
Our allies are in a rough spot. Upgrades ready.
Yeah, he seems to be alright.
Use it well.
Oh man, the hiccups. Alright. Mojo, what are you doing,
Pylons
Mojo?
under attack.
Fall back, Mojo. What a dinglebat.
Your warriors
They
have
keep
entered
taking
combat.
out my
Allies got into
dudes so they
trouble.
can't. They keep shutting down my pylons and so they aren't producing. Oh gosh, there's 4 spotters over there. Okay, really guys?
They're striking our allies' base.
Cagorathe Dragoon
An ally's under attack.
Yeah.
Your pylon's getting banged up.
Upgrades
Are you
ready.
kidding me?
Use it.
Amon wants to attack us now too? Perfect.
Goosh.
Honor guide me.
Just like that. Alright, get up here. I'm tired of this. We have 3 of these guys.
This may look bad, but it won't last
Get
much
outta
longer.
here.
Morning's almost here.
They're damaging your pylon.
An ally's under attack.
Skadoosh.
I hunger for battle.
Alright, let's do that one. Those ones.
Sunrise. That's our cue to move. We won't have enough time later if we destroy too few structures
Okay.
today.
Now we need to hit hard
Our
today
allies got
because
into trouble.
Upgrade
we
complete.
didn't get a ton destroyed the first night. And
The
so
enemy
we're
is
in
bashing
definite
your
need of
fighters.
more damage.
The
Alright, let's
scoundrels.
chrono you over
Detecting a
there.
nuclear launch.
Boom.
Great.
I am the blade of Artan. This
We're not done yet, commanders. Here's some more structures to burn out.
Your warriors have entered combat.
A nuclear launch is coming. Be careful.
without hesitation.
Yeah, I hate fighting Terrans for this exact reason.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
Cloaked enemies are walking right behind our backs. Let's get some detection going.
Yeah, keep him dead.
Our cannons
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that sucks. I can't really go out until we get rid of the, until I can get some cannons up. I can't really walk out yet.
An ally's under attack.
Alright.
as you will. Carrier has arrived. Honor guide me. Carrier has arrived. Without hesitation.
Build. Whoop. Advanced.
The
Throw
enemy
down
is
a couple
bashing
more
our
roboports.
fighters. Our allies are in a rough spot.
Get that upgrade
Upgrade
done. Oh,
complete.
I need the other one to do it, so... Yeah. Chrono that. No, I don't need
Upgrades
detectors.
ready.
Just
Use
kidding.
it well.
Hierarch.
Don't go out
The
too
having
far.
the
There
enemies
isn't much
with
time left
having
in
the enemies
day.
nuking really threw me
We're
off.
halfway there, commanders.
Yeah,
Keep it
halfway
up, and we
there.
can still save this planet.
Yeah. The amount of time it's gonna take just to get back.
Detecting a nuclear launch.
Boom!
Who wants to go for a ride?
Just keep
The
fighting,
answer is
commanders.
no.
We'll make it through the night.
On the flip side, I have a... Go get the virophage, will ya?
But we'll have to attack it at night. Don't worry if you can't kill the virophage tonight. I'm sure it'll be back tomorrow. Don't get too bold out there.
Alright, you guys go out there and be useful. Oh, this is gonna suck because most of my dudes are air. Yeah. His ability, the goo, prevents me from attacking. Luckily, once we get here... Here, Mojo. Or fly towards everyone, that works too.
One of our barricades is being hit hard.
Oh, I'm sure...
Your base is under threat.
Nice job, commanders. Now we don't have to worry about the virophage after we clear out the structures.
Really?
Our allies' base is in danger.
Help out. Your base
Your warriors have
is under
entered
threat.
combat.
Once
Your
more.
pylon's getting banged
Get
up.
out of here.
Speak and you will be heard.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
Prepare to engage.
They're attacking your base.
Yeah.
Ooh, so serious.
Alright, you guys just run home.
Your base is under assault.
You guys, I want you here.
Those probes are hurt.
You guys, I want here.
Allies' base is going up in smoke. Your base is under threat. The enemy is bashing your fighters. Our allies are in a rough spot.
Your warriors have entered
Has he
combat.
got his side? Yeah, he's got his side. Good.
They're striking our allies' base.
How are we doing here? Not bad.
They're attacking your base.
Ooh, so serious.
I
Your warriors have entered combat.
not my favorite team to have as my ally.
Our allies got into
They're not really good at defending. Like as soon as it opens up to two, like he can defend one way well, and that's
base is
it.
in danger.
Help out.
I hate spotters. Super annoying.
Allies' base is going up in smoke. The enemy is bashing
come on,
your
let's go get 'em.
fighters.
Keep it up.
Okay.
It's coming to an end soon.
Attack.
Our enemies
Your
will
base is under assault.
The enemy
They're
is
striking
bashing
our
your
allies'
fighters.
base. Our allies' base is in danger.
Help out. Your helpless probes are in distress. Our allies are
Seriously,
in a rough
guys?
spot.
I love how they're all sitting here and the enemies literally walked around the
Allies
edge
got
in.
into trouble.
What the
Story of
heck,
my
man?
life.
Pack your bags and get
Yeah,
on
my ally, his team does not produce doesn't really
Detecting more
produce any
structures
kind of
at
base
this
defense.
location.
Of course, and we're wide open over here.
Our allies are in
You
a
guys
rough
head over
spot.
there,
Your
and as
base
soon
is
as I
under
need
threat.
to, I will... Okay. I'm waiting for more nuclear stuff to show up. Because if it does, then I can... I can warp in my dude again. Alright, he's gonna take over that.
And
Yeah,
allies under
like
attack.
literally, let's rebuild right in front of your house.
I've got another sector with structures on my scanners.
Whoops, Phoenix, you're a little close there.
They're attacking your base.
Ooh, so serious.
Your warriors have entered
Our
combat.
allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
Most of the infestation has been dealt with. Just a little more to go.
Solarite Dragoon operational. Hierarch, without hesitation. I shall oversee.
The day's
Okay.
gonna end soon, commanders.
Yeah, we're still not doing bad. Like we're gonna win tonight or right now, probably. It's just annoying that it is taking so long in general. And the problem with his team is great. If you're not dealing with overwhelming numbers, that's the issue.
I knew the infestation was bad. This is crazy. Hold them off. Don't get too bold out there. If our base falls to the infested, this planet will be lost.
Upgrades ready. Use it well.
Come on, let's run over here.
Our allies
Your
are
base
Take
is
that out.
It's going up in smoke.
Kill that. Kill that. Come down here. What's left?
Our allies' base is in danger.
A nuclear launch.
That one.
They're damaging your pylon.
That's it, right? Yeah,
That's
that's
the
it.
last of it. The planet's safe,
Yeah.
commanders, and we have you to
His
thank.
team is good. It just struggles against more base-heavy matchups, which is fine. You know, he's still overall it's a good team. It's just not the most helpful. You have to be extremely micro-heavy on your units to be able to get the maximum efficiency out of every single day, and then defenses are really, really hard. But that's okay. Alrighty, so that's that. Alright, we're going to call it for StarCraft. That was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun. So now StarCraft is done. Let's switch over to... Let's look at our games here. I need to log into Warframe. Fortnite I got on a minute ago. Couldn't find anyone to play with. Factorio is one that I've been doing a bunch of lately. Here, let's load into Factorio. So Factorio, I just added another new mod that is a fairly large game. What's the word? It's a game-changing mod, or a overhaul mod, I guess is the correct way to put it. All right, hang on here. Why is Factorio not showing up? Oh, did I get rid of my thing for Factorio? I need to... Nope, there it is. Properties. Did it... It keeps changing my version. There we go. Now we got Factorio up there. So what keeps happening is I keep having to update my game client version a little bit. And every time I do, it changes it so that the scene that I have to put in is different. Alright, so we're going to load. This is Cresto Starter. The mods that I'm using are Crestorio. Oh, hang on. Can I edit? Hang on. Studio. Supposedly, I don't see it. Supposedly, there's a spot where I can change my live actions. Giveaways, music player, redemption, recent events. I don't see it. Themes, Cloudbox, store. I don't see it. Supposedly, I can while the stream is live, I can change what game I'm playing through my stream software. Otherwise, it's just whatever my most recent game is, and then I'm not sure how to update it. I used to update it through Twitch when I was streaming through Twitch, but where I'm now streaming through YouTube and Facebook instead, it gets a little more complicated than that. But anyway, so let me explain what I got going on here. So basically what I've got is I'm dealing with about 11 things, and I'm trying to decide the best way to do it. So this world I'm playing on has a lot of resources, very high saturation, very close. And as you can tell, they're very close to me, like they're blocking everything. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out the best way to manage large amounts of resources over a very small space, and then try to build some kind of a larger, more full bus in the process. Now, a couple things that are interesting. I have my three main mods are Crestorio, NP Utils, and Yokai Industries. Those are my top three game-changing mods. So we got Yokai, which is these ones here. We got NP, which are those. So we got base, which are the 4. We got NP, which is those 4. Yaokai, which is those 5. And then the Crastorio is more of a overhaul with a couple of added features. So for example, one of the features it adds, which I really enjoy, is it adds a zillion science packs, or it changes the science packs so that every single one of the times to craft is 20 seconds for 5 on all of them. So it's 5 20 seconds, 5 20 seconds, 5 20 seconds, 5 20 seconds, 5 20 seconds. And then the idea is that the resources required balances more for the level of production. So you don't end up with, for example, a really good example is instead of having something super easy like this for red with something fairly easy like this for green, and then blue having 5 times as much than red and green put together, instead it's a little more balanced than that. It also means that you'll be producing more faster as well, which is good. No, my inventory is full. That means I dropped it on the floor. Oh, and there's another one too. Anyway, so as of the moment, what I'm trying to figure out is I've got a couple things I'm working with. The main one is I'm dealing with these resources in vast quantities. And so my thought was, one of my mods, it's the Yaokai. Yaokai adds this feature. Let me find it here. This one. Yaokai adds a feature called Yaokai Atomics Trade. And it is like a lot of other mods. It's a mod that allows you to do resource-to-resource trading. This one is unique because it is only the ores that are tradable. Only the ores and the most basic resources are tradable. So for example, you got coal, copper. The fact that it does data fragments, is there an output of data fragments or not? It doesn't look like it. Okay, but anyway, so these are all these turn into Unicomp if you do any of these ones. And then the ones that are the arrow up allow you to get them back using Unicomp. It is a exact 1-to-1 ratio, which is fantastic. So like for example, 20 coal equals 1 Unicomp, and then 1 Unicomp equals 20 coal. So the resources in to the resources out are exactly the same, which means you can stack things much better in that respect. Now something else that's funny, with the mods I'm using, which one is it? One of my mods, the Deadlock Stacking Belt Boxes and Compact Loaders, adds a feature where they have what are called stacking belt boxes. And the idea behind stacking belt boxes is you basically set up stackers on one side. So like for example, here, like so right here I'm producing Unicomp, which is this resource I'm trying. So like I can take a resource, any basic ore, and then I can process it into Unicomp, which is this purple stuff. And then here lets me then stack the Unicomp into a stack of 5, which is much better. KMB, how you doing, boy? And then I ship it across to the other location, and then from this other location, it then goes in, gets unstacked, and then turned into any other resource. So at the moment, what I'm trying... Finally made it, huh? Oh, yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm currently taking my... What is this? N4? Yeah, the N4 is the blue stuff. The blue ore, I'm currently turning it into Unicomp, shipping it over here, and then turning it into iron ore. And then because of the way the processing works, I'm turning it into regular ore, stacking it into just stacked ore, and then running it across to the next building. The idea here is going to be to have, instead of having like 4 or 5 belts coming out of this building to feed into this building, there will only be 1, maybe 2 that will come out and feed here. And then from here, this is stacked. I will then use, where is it? I'll use the stacking belt box to unstack it and then run it through for processing. And the interesting thing here is if I set this up correctly, and this is where it's going to be fun because I don't 100% know how well this is going to work. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work and not have it either look stupid or do other stuff. Yeah, I have an issue with the bacteria. I can't join any server unless I use VPN. I don't want to pay a monthly fee. Do you know what is going on? Are you trying to join servers that are prepaid and bought by someone else that you have to pay to enter? Because personally, I don't play on anyone else's servers. I only play on my own. So I don't have issues like that just because I'm not doing the same thing. I don't know. You'll have to check. Nope, public ones. That I don't know. If you're running into where you have to pay a service to get into the servers that are public, I don't know what that means. I have not heard of any updates that would force that. I'm not sure. But yeah, the idea of what I'm trying to figure out with this world is this was a basic test just to see. So I'm running the N4, which is this awesome blue stuff, and I'm turning it into Unicomp, transferring the Unicomp here, and then unpacking it as stone. So I'm using N4 to make stone. I suppose it is in IP, I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know at all with that kind of an issue. I don't play public servers at all. I always host my own and then just pass over the IP for my friends to join. I don't ever do the other stuff. The main problem is I play so heavily modded that is, and it's not even the most extreme, you know. There's way nastier mod packs and mod groups that you could do than what I do, but it's enough that most of my friends don't know what's really going on. And then I had a thing where I used to regularly change up my worlds, and that also caused a certain amount of grief. Alright, let's see here. Whoops. There. What I'm currently trying to do, or was trying to do originally, was I had a massive patch of ore here, a massive patch of ore here, and I wanted to build my base like I did in the last world, which was trains bringing all the resources in, and the idea is that the trains would come right here. Like I had a train station right here originally, and the idea was it would come in here, drop its resources off, and then take off to go pick up more, right? And then here it would process it, ship it across, up here would smelt it, and then it would ship up again, and then this is where the bus started, and then the bus would go right. And this would be like right here at the beginning would be iron, and then right next door here would be copper, and then right next door here would be stone, and then right next door here would be coal, and then there would just be a bunch of train stations here. With me trying this Unicomp thing, which is different, it has some things that are really attractive about it. It also has some things that are less attractive about it. The attractiveness is that I can basically condense all of my ores that are coming in into a single ore. Single ore type. And then from there I can then process it and ship it and move it. Which means I can stack a belt really heavy with it. 500 per stack, okay. So I can fill this thing full of the Unicomp, and then I can literally just have a bus of Unicomp. Like what would happen is I'd build a train station over here that would literally get all of the ores brought in, transform all of the ores into Unicomp, and then I would then have just a giant belt or bus of Unicomp that would come along, and then it'd be like, this one is to get iron, and then there'd be another one right here, and this one is to get copper, and then it would just be Unicomp feeding in, transforming into iron, processed, transforming into copper, processed, and then feeding into the bus. That's kind of the idea of what I'm trying to do with this world. The problem was I already spent a zillion hours getting this established as I was, just to harvest out the major chunks of ore. And now that I'm changing up the idea, I gotta refigure how I want my train stations to go. And that's the part I'm struggling with, is I gotta redo my train stations and redo the trains. This initial hub and loop here is fine. but I gotta tweak a couple things to see how it's gonna go. So this original loop is fine. This original one is fine. Instead of me having a loop here that then goes across, that's not gonna be there. Actually, it might. Who knows? Where's my thing here? Because I could do that and then do train stations, dumping, and then processing, and then feeding the Unicomp train. I could try that. The problem is what I would probably want to do is at least extend it down this far so it's out of the way. I don't know. Let's see how far we can go here. Can I go like here? That's pretty far. Oops. And yes, my inventory's full. I don't want to talk about it. The problem is I do so many little projects in this game that swapping between one project to the next and getting rid of the excess is really, really inconvenient. Because the amount of times that I'm building the same 11 things over and over and over again, and then I have to like dump it all and then turn around and re-go find it all or re-request it all, not fun. Okay, let's go like that. Okay. Can you guys reach everything from there? Nope. We're off by 1. Okay. So this is my thought. If I set up my train at this interval, this should give me enough space. There we go. Getting the last one out there. Perfect. So if I set it up here, nice explaining. I think if I would understand if I knew what Unicomp would be a lot better. So Unicomp was something that you missed. You got in right after I started talking about Unicomp. The idea behind Unicomp is Yaokai Industries has a trade system for basic resources. Okay, and basic resources can be turned into what's called Unicomp, which is this stuff, this purplish pink stuff, this stuff on the belts here. So what happens is you can take any basic ore, turn it into Unicomp, and then at any other location turn it into something different. So for example, right here we have the blue ore, the N4. So right here, N4 is going in here, turning into Unicomp, and then here it's being processed back as stone. So that was an example to test it. Because I was out of stone, if you look, I'm completely out of stone. And that's it, like I'm completely out of stone. The next stone is up there. And I'd have to set up a train to go all the way up and get it and bring it all the way down. And I don't want to set up stone until I have a full hub that I can leave it at for basically forever. But anyway, so the idea is I can take all of my ores, harvest them like I would normally, ship them all back to base, turn all of it into Unicomp, and then use the Unicomp to feed through to then produce and create my bus. My issue that I have with Factorio is if I typically build my base able to handle yellow and green science. Nope, I hope this was in the base game. Nice, I hope this was in the base game. No, this is heavily modded. I have like 40 plus mods right now. No, actually I think I condensed it down. I think I have about 20 mods at the moment. But yeah, Yaokai is pretty crazy. Anyway, so we've got blue coming in, and over here it's stacking and collecting is the Unicomp, and then I have it coming in here and turning into iron, and then I can take it in here and then process it. The thing I was trying to decide is there's a really good late game. I'm gonna eat lasagna now. There's a really good ore processing. I just can't remember what it's called. That one. This one. The idea is you create what's called clean iron and clean copper, and then you basically melt it down and cast it, and your return ratio is much better. One of the things that Cagorathe does in general, where is it at? Basic plate smelting. So 12 iron ore gives you 4 iron plate. So you use up more ore for a lower return, but then you can slowly get better stuff. So you start off with regular ore to plate, and then you can go enriched iron to plate, and then the stuff I'm doing, if I do the purification chambers, then it's a 2 iron per 1 plate, or 2 iron per 3 plate, and then if I do the full washing and everything, then it's for every 1 ore that goes through, 3 plate come out. So it's much more efficient to do it that way. The main concern and worry that I have is being able to have enough space in here to do what I want. The sad part is I'm going to end up with that size of a building, and then I'm going to end up with 3 or 2 more of this tier 3 building sitting inside of it. And so I'll have iron coming in and then going here and going here. And who knows, this one down here might end up doing the same thing just based on the level of processing. And that's where it gets crazy, is the processing is very intense. Either way though, if I'm going to start my bus, I'm thinking I want to do something like this. What I'll probably do is play this for an hour or two, or till I start to get worn out. I get worn out pretty quick, and so what I've learned is instead of binging this game, I'll play it for like an hour or two, get a little bit done, and then save and quit, and then come back later and get a little more done, and then save and quit. That way I don't burn out as fast. Mainly because, you know, a single world like this, where I want to nitpick and build it at my speed and everything, takes a very long time to do. See, so this is the basic blue here, which is storage. And then in here, I'm processing it. The interesting thing, though, at least as far as the N4 goes, is that I don't need N4 as N4. Like, iron ore is used in some recipes, N4 is not. This is not used in any recipe at all, except to be crushed. So if I crush it and then stack it and put it in here, then that is a good use of the resource. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up having probably 2 to 3 of these across. 1, 2, maybe 3 across, crushing it. And then I'll just be like, hey guys, we only need, you know, we don't need a ton of it. We won't need to backfill this much because we'll be doing the other stuff, the unicomp. So at this point, the unicomp is going to be more important, and this is where this part sucks, because I've been dumping so much ore into here, and I don't need it. What's probably going to end up happening is, as these run out, I will readjust where these outputs here will then flip around and feed into here to turn into unicomp. The problem is trying to factor in how big of a unicomp factory I can run in a single building. That's the part I'm struggling with right now, because it's a lot. Because I'm looking here, this is 7, 8, 9. I could probably do 9 fairly easily. Oh, it's just so much. Hang on, I want to pause for a second. I still want to see if I can figure out how to change my... Here, can I go in here? And then... Let's go Factorio. Can I save broadcast information? Broadcast info saved. I don't know if that updated it or not, though. Hopefully that did. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, this looks good here. But yeah, the idea here is I want to try and get it set up where I can have as much coming in as I can. And then it'll process it all into unicomp, and then out it'll go. The problem is the rate at which I'm harvesting it versus the rate at which I'm turning it into unicomp is not equivalent. Like, I'm harvesting it way faster than I'm transferring it. And the issue I'm running into here is the reconstructors are pretty power hungry. Like, it's 2 megawatts per, and then I reduce it by 60%. So all in all, in the long run, it's pretty expensive. See, my one thought is technically up here, I should come in here and change this. Let's try working on that for a minute. Alright, I need gears. Oh, that is not where I was trying to go. I was trying to get here. Because I need those. But then here's the hard part. To build the reconstructors, I need a resource that I don't have a ton of. So, okay. This looks good. Let's burn through a bunch of this. So a prime example, and I'm going to have to basically take all this and pour it out, or pull it out, refill it, and send it back in. What I was doing was plugging these in as... What I was doing was having these dump directly into the stacker, and then have it dump onto a belt, so that way it's a much more efficient way to pass it along. Problem is, as of this point... Yeah, see, as of this point, this is not what I want. Let's pull you out. Okay. Grab all this. And this is the stacked stuff, yeah. Yeah. Let's go... How much is there? A lot? A lot. The idea here is we're going to go feed in here, and then problem is I'm waiting for more belt, which I don't currently have. Because the idea is from here I want to split this up and tell it to start unicomping it instead. Because I can feed all of this ore in, unicomp it, and then have unicomp coming out the other side instead. The silly part here, at least as far as this goes, is the amount of, like, I would literally have, like, one unicomp stack, and that's it. Not much. Yeah, and then I need to redo this further along to try and keep harvesting this. Here, you guys hold on. Just slow it down for a minute. Okay. Okay, we're gonna make some changes here. So if we go here, we need like that. Whoops. Where'd it go? Okay. The answer is I don't want stacked in here. I want unstacked in here. And the reason being is if it's unstacked, then I can set this up. Yeah, so let's tear this up. So you guys are fine. You guys are gonna feed in as you are. What the heck? Why didn't you... Okay. I want the ores coming in to unstack. Because the unstacked is then going to get processed. Yeah, leave the laser. Okay. So now this is going out, going around, and going back in. And being reprocessed as this. And this is continuing to harvest as well. Problem is, how much do we have in this single chest? Is it full? Oh gosh, it was full. Was this one full too? Pretty darn close. Okay, well. Alright, let's see here. How do we want to do this? I can do 3 off. 3 off will feed 9 of these. How do I do that, though? It's ridiculous. Problem is I need to, like, run it down the side, and this stuff's in the way. Oh, actually, hang on. At this point, I just need this warehouse to be empty. Yeah, because we only have 2 coming out at a time right now. I could have 2 coming out there. I'd have to extend that around further. Because the overall idea is I want to start processing these ores and turning them into Unicomp. And then have Unicomp be what we're actually processing, or what we're actually shipping. And the funny thing about Unicomp is a single train of Unicomp, like this entire patch could almost be 1 train of Unicomp, of stacked Unicomp. It's pretty heavy stuff. Like, what are we getting? Stack of 100? 200. Yeah, see, and then Crestorio has its own matter transferring mod that's later on. I'm just using Yaokai's, which is way earlier and way easier to use. Okay, so that's almost done. Once this is done, I can yank that off. At that point, I can even set up a thingy here to feed it over and change it. 2, 3. There we go. That will greatly speed this up. Because that will take more and dump it right here immediately. It's kind of like the Omnimatter mod, where the Unicomp acts like the Omnimatter mod, except for instead of the entire world being Omnimatter, all your ores are normal, but you can then turn them into something else. And you're just about there. Once this one finishes, we can yank you off and feed him in. The point is not to have this be full of ore. This is a hub for me to pull more things off of. The idea is to be able to say, see, the idea is to be able to start taking it and turning it into Unicomp. Notice it's 20 ore per one. It's pretty fierce. How much are you down to? Oh, you're running out. Slowly but surely, we're definitely getting there. Hey, you're done. Oops, I didn't need to yank that up. There. So this will speed this up even more because it's all dumping in here. Okay. And then these guys are going to Unicomp. The funny thing is, each one of these Simoda restructures makes me wonder if the gentleman who made this was foreign. I think he was foreign. He's like German or something like that. You can tell because the way they name things or what they name things, the grammar and the usage of the word is different than in America. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just, it's different, you know? Yeah, see? There we go. I'm trying to move this as fast as possible. And as you can tell, see, and here's the funny part. So if you notice, look how slow this many are going when I have this many that are going fast. It's because a single one of these belts here equals 5 of these. 5 normal belts. See, look, they're not even going that fast in there. But anyway, so now this is going to fill up very quickly. And this will hopefully finish emptying fairly quickly. I mean, I can not in here. I don't think I have space enough for me. Yeah, see, there isn't even any space for it is the problem. Literally, this one is completely full. And this one is completely full, yeah. As fast as this can empty out, these are the same, so. But the idea here, and here's the, oh yeah, here's the one part I forgot about. How full is this? Whew, it's filling up fast. Here. Okay. My guess is that is going to be an absurd amount of unicomp. Because you'll notice we're at 200 on these. Here, I'm going to step away for half a second. I'm going to hit the bathroom. I'll be right back because we're waiting for this to empty a chest anyway. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I return. Whew. The ability to move a large amount of ore really fast is the beauty of the stacked belts, but it means if you fill one of these completely full, I mean, look how much faster that is versus like this. This is way faster. Well, we're getting there. There we go. Yeah, screw it. Just pull it. Okay. Wow. So I made a bunch of songs a while ago, and unless I'm mistaken, this is one of them. Yeah, I made this song, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. My problem is I made a bunch of songs that I really enjoyed, and I haven't been able to match them since. Once these catch back up, then this will max out again. There we go. But notice, this one is up to 400 unicomp. Still going. I think a stack of unicomp is 2,500, by the way. A stack of unicomp compressed is 500, because it's whatever the number is divided by 5 is what your stack value is. Yeah, let's do that. That way you're both going all the time. Oh, baby. Yep, we filled up. as fast as it can come in, we are turning it into something else. Yeah. And this is where this guy needs to go next. If I can get rid of this one, I can finish this across the board. Because I think it's 9. We're going to do at least 6 is what we're going to end up with. Whether 6 is the correct number or not is irrelevant at this point. We're going to get at least that many. That's the issue with this sized chest, is that's how much space we have. I can throw down at least 2, though. Which would be able to give me 12 across the board for this one building. Not enough. Not even remotely enough. Ugh. Yeah. That's the part I'm struggling with, is I'm trying to set these up, and I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, for me to change my mind this far in is like a 2-hour fix. Like, what I just decided to do differently is going to take me 2 hours to flip to the new system or whatever. What I should have done is just built the train, sent it with the normal ore, sent the normal ore down here, and then see, because that's the issue. I either redo up there, which in the long run, let's be honest, it's going to end up being a medium-sized building or a large-sized building to be able to process that level of Unicomp. Most likely a large, most likely an MK3. Ore processing tier 3 never got started. Wonder what it's missing. Is it going to be crystals? Where is that building? There. Drills take up a lot of space when I'm waiting to place them. That's right, I was going to place them. Yeah, whatever. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah. That is not what I was grabbing. Let's see here. Okay, being completely honest, we're not going to need that much. Let's do... A lot of this is new, so I don't know the scale quite yet. Blue down. You are coal. You are stone. Like that. And then what is my process to get my sand? Just that. See, this is the interesting part about this whole system. This says if you have any basic resources, if you have too much of any basic resource at any location or nearby, you can turn it into whatever you need. That's the interesting part. So like right here, I'm like, oh, I don't have stone nearby. I don't have coal nearby. So I'm gonna take the blue, turn it into coal. I'm gonna turn the blue into stone and then turn it into sand. Like, I will turn it into what I need. Blue is nearby? Good, I'll use it. Oh dear. Did that just run out? It did. Okay. Fine. I mean, that's good. That finally is clearing up that space. If I try to tear up too much at once, then the other bots from around the base will try to do it for me, and I don't want to. Let's get rid of you. Let's grab a bunch of gears. And then let's say... And then... There. Just trying to make sure I don't have any of the basics, because they just take up space. Okay. So here's the funny part. Ready? Oh, that's actually that's going to run out soon. So that's not a feasible option. Unless I start backfeeding that one over. No, that's going down too. Well, I got a patch of yellow up here I could do it with. Sure, let's do that. This is part of that. Oh, I don't have any of the resource nearby. Well, what do I have nearby? Oh, that'll do. Where is it? Here? Yeah, give me those. Okay. Whoop. See, and the funny point at this part is I don't care. I don't care much about this. Like, just having this available is what I care about. Like, oh, this resource was here. Cool, I can use it. I don't even care that it's the wrong resource. I'll just turn it into the right resource. Which, to be fair, has some pretty overpowered applications. But that's okay. It never really stops us, you know. Can I set this right there? Sure can. Hey man, I seem to be out of coal. You're right. So here, let's take this yellow stuff and turn it into coal. There we go. What the heck? The color is wrong. No. Remember how I said I'm out of coal? Yeah, I'm out of coal. Okay, so this guy here. And just like that, I now have a coal source. And it's me trying to process out this stuff too. You know what? I might even throw something like this here. Because this will give me the opportunity just to store it and get it out of the way. Because now it's going to unicomp. See? So the excess is going to slowly turn into unicomp, but the unicomp is still available to dump into coal it so that my power doesn't go out. At least till I get better stuff going on. Let's grab that. Run up here to my red maker. Oh, and what do you know? That's what's out. There you go. Grab some red. What do you need? You need these guys. Yeah, you need frickin' stone. Yeah. It's like 20 sand per one piece of glass. It's bad. It's a very bad ratio. Here. Glass. Craft. 20 equals... Oh, 20 equals 4. Or you can use the matter to try and make it. Yeah. The turn anything into anything else in the late game is very different with Crestorio. You have to have a catalyst, you have to run it through a bunch of processing, you have to have a bunch of research. Very complicated. It's not bad, it's just complicated. Alrighty, so that's looking great. So excited to almost be done with that patch and then this patch. I'm trying to finish these patches off because once this patch is gone, I can throw down a building or two here for copper. And grab this and throw it down for copper as well. Yep, working on that unicomp. What I'll probably end up doing is throwing down some wire, linking this to here, and being like, if this doesn't have 500, don't pull any, or something like that. Because if you look here, there's 500 here, and then 2,500 here. Well, I guess that's not too bad, I guess, technically. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Whatever. Hey, ore processing tier 3. The idea is we're going to get the ore processing done, and then we're going to set up a giant washer in here that its entire function is just to wash the ore and then pass it on to the next building, and that's it. Do I have access to washers yet? I do. I need regular engines for that. I need to start processing and stuff. See, and that begs a differ on a whole new concept of Factorio. Part of mass processing of ores is to be able to process it because you would rather have it be plate than have it be ore. Like, you'd rather have a building full of plates than a building full of ore because the ore is relatively useless. There's only certain recipes that require the ore as the ore. There's a zillion things that need the plate. And so typically, the more that you have processed, the less you're carrying. But that's only from if you're going to need, you know, backfills of it. If you're producing as much as you're consuming, then as long as you're able to continue to harvest it as fast as you can, it doesn't matter. And with this system, with the Unicomp, the bus is not nearly as important as just being able to keep my bus filled. Like, I don't need any backfill. I don't need any extra. Like, I'm not going to need any of that. How are we doing time-wise? We're about 2 hours? Okay. I might end the stream here in a minute. Just because this world is... I'm just trying to get as much done as I can real quick before I step away. I need gears. Let's do that. And then you need engines. Okay. Those guys are harvesting, which is good. Yeah, this just ran out, which I was expecting it to. Okay. Change to yellow. Change to yellow. Wow, I'm about to have so much belt. Okay. Yank all that up. Yank all that up. Yank all that up. Okay. This is the beauty of what I'm doing. I'm officially... Now that this patch is gone, I can rip this piece up. I don't need it anymore. Alright. So that'll do there. Keep that harvesting, keep that going. See, now I changed it to yellow instead of blue. Same process. Difference was, what was I feeding in? Just like that, and now it's yellow. Kind of weird having any ore being able to feed any process. Kind of cool. Yeah, and then this, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with at some point. because we got this one here. Yeah. What I'll probably end up doing is building a setup where I'll be like, hey, plug this building in, go in, change all of the inputs, and then it'll crank out Unicomp. Like, it'll be a building like this, and I'll walk in and be like, oh, we're changing this to yellow across, and then put a building here with yellow and dump yellow in, and then have it take all the yellow and process it. Eventually we'll get to the point where we have a train station here that drops off each of the resources, and then the resources get turned into Unicomp, and then the Unicomp gets just added to the belt. It's a really fascinating concept that's going to require many an hour to come to fruition. That's just regular Unicomp, stacked Unicomp. Here, I got a stack of this that I don't need. Come over here and... Hi, guys. It's fast, too. Look how fast it is. Now, something to consider, the stacking and unstacking is based off of our belt speed, so as soon as I get to blue, which, hang on. Yeah, my mods, Crastorio has superior stacking belt boxes, as well as just superior stuff. Titanium and Express. I hope the health reflects that for how expensive that is. Gears, Express, and Titanium. Quickly transfer resources between belts and inventories. Rotate after placement to change. Blah blah blah. Yeah, this is where things get weird. At a certain point, and I don't know. This is one thing that I don't know yet. The sciences here are weird because it feels like the sciences at some point you step away from the normal sciences, but the more advanced sciences require the undersciences as part of their recipe. So like if I look here, I have, like, for example, automation research data. So this is automation science packs. Automation research data requires automation science packs to build it. But it requires gold foil, plastic, and I don't know what that other piece is. Processor. Processor requires silicon wafers, gold foil, and PCBs, as well as sulfuric acid. Yuck. Well, the more specialized and customizable oils don't feel nearly as nasty with that. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I could already put one more here. Do I have one more? No. 200. Put that in there and let it drain. Okay. Alright, that looks good there. We'll leave that going, and a lot of this is stuff that I'm going to just build and leave running for a really long time and just ignore it. And eventually it'll be where I want it to be. So I can stuff that one there. Dump that one there. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to call it here for now. We're at 2 hours for the stream, just in general. Played some StarCraft, played some Factorio. I'm planning to do more of these Super Show type streams in the future, and it's for the simple fact of if I'm doing the Super Shows, I'm playing regardless. It's just I'll try to, and this is something I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and limit my games on the Super Streams to being more Super Stream-esque games. So like StarCraft is great because there's no progression. It's just me leveling up. Factorio, if I do an episode here and an episode there and an episode somewhere else, it gets really hard to follow from like a playlist standpoint. The Super Shows, I'm hoping to be more like, we're going to play Fortnite, we're going to play StarCraft, we're going to play Warcraft, we're going to play, let me look at what other games qualify for that. Yeah, stuff like Golf with Friends, Fortnite, Party Hard, StarCraft, StarCraft 2, and Warframe. Yeah, those are all games that are this type where it's like I can jump on and play a level or two and be around streaming, but the progression of those games doesn't matter. I'm not technically progressing. I'm just farming and gaining more in a pre-run universe or whatever. Games like this where a single world, where like over the course of a month or a year, I'll go through like a dozen worlds of this game, makes it where this one is not as good for the Super Show. But that's okay. We'll hit a lot of that in the future, and we'll try to keep it as fun and as good as we can. Make it as appropriate for the stream and appropriate for the gameplay and everything. So anyway, I'm gonna take off for the night. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. KMB, it's always a pleasure. Nate, it's always a pleasure. I'll catch you guys next time. Sorry I wasn't able to stream more centrally timed. I will potentially be on later tonight with a little bit more. We'll see. My wife's at school right now, and then she's going to get home off work and then hang out with me, and then she's going to take off for work. And then I have work tonight late. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging with me. As always, it's a pleasure. I will catch you guys later.